The glass walls of the Rainier architectural firm in 2018 Seattle did not just let it the gray Pacific light, they acted as a magnifying glass for every flaw and social status. Marcus and Elena, senior architects with expensive habits and sharper tongues, spent more time curated their professional personas than their blueprints. They were obsessed with the aesthetic, a term they used to filter out anyone who did not match the firm's slick, minimalistic brand. Enter Leo, a 19-year-old intern who had grown up in the foster system of the Midwest. He did not have a designer suit or a prestigious degree. He had a worn out backpack and a quiet, observant nature. Marcus and Alina treated him like furniture. Yeah, dumping their tedious data entry on his desk while they sipped artisan espresso and mocked his thrift store shoes. They nicknamed him the Ghost because they hoped he would simply disappear. One Tuesday, a storm lashed against the windows and an old man walked into the lobby. He was soaked to the bone, wearing tattered fisherman's yellow slicker and heavy rubber boots that tracked mud across the white marble floor. His hands were gnarled and stained with engine grease. He looked like a man who had spent his life on the docks, not in a boardroom. Marcus looked up from his tablet and sneered, telling the man that the soup kitchen was 3 blocks over. Alina did not even look up, waving a hand toward the door as if suing a fly, claiming they did not take walk-in solicitations from the local color. The man tried to speak, explaining he had a meeting regarding the new waterfront development, but Marcus laughed, telling the security guard to escort the old salt back to the harbor because he ruined the rug. Leo, watching from the corner, felt a familiar sting of rejection on the man's behalf. Ignoring Elena's warning that he was watching billable hours, Leo grabbed his own dry hoodie from his locker and ran into the hallway. He caused the man by the elevator, grabbed the hoodie over his shivering shoulders, and led him into a small private break room. Leo spent the next 40 minutes listening to the man's stories about the changing tides of the sound while quietly helping him fill out the complex visitor forms that Marcus and Alina had refused to provide. The following Monday, the firm was in frenzy. The mysterious primary investors for the $1 billion Emerald Pier project was arriving for a final inspection. The curtains lined up in the lobby, Marcus and Alina at the front, wearing suits that cost more than Leo's annual tuition. A black town car pulled up, but it was not a corporate shark who stepped out. It was the man in the yellow slicker, now dressed in a sharp charcoal wool suit, though his hands remained gnarled and grease-stained. He was Silas Wayne, a legendary recluse who owned half the shipping lanes in the Pacific Northwest. The silence in the lobby was deafening. Marcus tried to stammer an apology, claiming it was a test of security, but Silas did not even look at him. He walked straight to the back of the room where Leo was standing by the copier. Silas reached into his pocket and pulled out the cheap grey hoodie Leo had gave him. He handed it back and told the firm's partners that he would not be signing a contract with people who could not see the value of a person beneath their coat. The twist was not just Marcus and Alina losing their position, it was Silas revealing that he had not just come to the firm for a design, he had been looking for a courtier who understood that the building is only as strong as the integrity of the people inside it. Silas did not just fund the project, he funded Leo's entire education on the condition that Leo oversee the firm's new ethics committee. Months later, Leo sat in his new office overlooking the water. He realized that while Marcus and Alina were busy designing skyscrapers, they had forgotten how to build a foundation. He looked at a photo on his desk, not of a building, but of the old harbor where Silas worked. It served as a reminder that the most beautiful structures are not made of glass and steel, but of the quiet, unnoticed acts of grace that hold the world together.